Hey everyone, big news from the boys of the last podcast on the left.
Check out The Last Comic Book on the Left, our most sinister comic anthology. It now has a volume 2.
Please pre-order now at z2comics.com. We have an even bigger stable of artists and talent and writers and everyone that we did for the first one, although the first one is fucking amazing and it's still available on z2comics.com. But we're asking you to go pre-order number 2, z2comics.com.
You're gonna like the way you read.
All right, everyone, thank you so much. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Hail Gee.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
Side stories.
From your glade. That's when the cannibalism started.
Side stories.
Yes. Oh, man. Pennsylvania's still there.
Pennsylvania. You were in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home of John Fetterman. How was it?
It's Pennsylvania, but I love the spirit of the people.
Did you eat at Gino's?
No, where we're not in Philadelphia, very different. You're being racist against Pittsburgh.
Did you eat at Bobby's?
It's incorrect. Actually, I ate at Primani's.
Oh.
But Primani's it's fine.
Why is it only made with children who are premature?
What?
Prematurely born.
Oh,
you know the Waffle House hires a lot of ex-cons.
They should.
Absolutely.
I'm glad that they do.
Ex-cons. I love them. I would hire nothing but premature baby adults if I had a restaurant because they get things done faster. They know exactly where they belong.
Is this why
world.
you're anti-abortion? Because you're trying to get the fetuses to work?
That's correct.
So you're looking
Anti-abortion.
You want a fetal work system.
Workforce.
You want to put these fetuses to work.
Fetal workforce.
Fetal workforce.
It's actually kind of fun.
Fetal strike force. That's what we need to send over to the Ukraine.
Absolutely, of course. We're always pro-choice here on the episodes, and of course in real life there. I'm happy we opened up
You
with
did this.
that.
You
Fantastic.
did this.
Fantastic.
You
Fetal
started
workforce.
It. You started
Folks, welcome to Side Stories, everyone. I am Ben.
I just didn't even. Yeah, I again choose. Oh God, whatever you are going to do with your guts, I couldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But I was telling the stories because this is an unidentified home that Natalie and I spent time in because legally I want to be covered on this.
Okay.
Right. We went and we.
Are you about to spill the beans?
It's fun.
He's about to spill the beans.
So we set up a fun retirement party for Natalie's mom.
Fantastic.
And it was a big family reunion.
She was a nurse. She saved lives during COVID.
She did.
She needs an award. She needs an award.
She does.
And a round of applause.
The award she got was her freedom.
Oh, fantastic.
So now she doesn't have to be a nurse anymore. But, big ups to nurses. We always celebrate them here because we are going to need you when we're 80 years old. But listen.
Absolutely.
So we we rented out this place that we then found out afterwards. It was way outside of town. We found out afterwards that it was supposed to be exceptionally haunted. It's not only just exceptionally haunted, but it was haunted with some form of demon-like activity.
Would you have rented it out had you known it was full of demon activity?
Yes.
Well, you missed, we did on Open Lines on Sirius Radio. Thanks to everyone who called in. We did an episode on summoning this week, and a woman did call in, and she said that a demon had been attached to her since she was 17. She's now 34 years old, and she doesn't seem to enjoy it so much, Henry.
It's very difficult. But this man, we'll get into this story. Let me unpack this a little bit.
Okay.
So we arrive at this home, all right? And the owner, who was, at first, he seemed to fine. I thought he was just letting us in. Right. So
wait, he stayed?
No. So let me tell the story.
Oh no.
So we arrive, and he's there, right? And we're like, okay, cool, it's fine. We start setting up for the party, and it's cool, and we're doing stuff, and he's just like, Mexican food, and we're like, yes, yeah, sure. And actually, he's not leaving, right? And we finally,
what do you mean he's not leaving?
We see he's not going to leave, and we're like,
so he's in the living room with you guys?
Yes, and so that's fine. Again, it's his house, right?
It's not fine.
I know.
No, it's technically your house. If you rent it for that time period, it's your house.
Kissel. You're talking about, this is the monologue I did,
okay.
But I'm trying to be fair because it's a story, right? I'm trying to be fair, right? Because at first you're like, all right, it's your property, you're going to do whatever you want. But then he's like, you're going to love what I'm going to do tonight.
Oh my God.
And we're like, what do you mean tonight? Because we thought that you'd be gone by the time the party came, right? Because
you got to go because you rented out your house.
But he said, I like to do a little thing where I'm trying to turn this into sort of a Downton Abbey style environment. We're like, you mean like indentured servants with people that were born into money for no reason? But that's not what we're trying to celebrate here. We're trying to celebrate a very hardworking woman that managed to make it through COVID.
Downton Abbey. It's like white fiction.
It's very scary.
But it's
I hate
just
it.
horrifying.
I absolutely hate.
They don't talk about the atrocities.
I hate the classes cosplay of it. I hate it.
Yes.
Right. But then he shows up. So he puts on. I swear to. So we didn't ask him to do this.
Right.
He puts on a full tuxedo.
Oh.
Right. He puts on a full tuxedo with white gloves.
Oh.
And proceeds to hand and serve people at the party. And all of Natalie's family members very surprised. We're like, why did you hire a butler for the party? We knew that you were Hollywood elites, but I didn't know you needed to bring your butler. Like, did you need to do that? And I was
so you were kind of getting some shade. They were throwing shade.
No, they were honestly, they weren't. That's an exaggeration. But truly, we were like,
felt a little self-conscious as a Hollywood elite. You were like, I don't want to be here with the butler either.
No, we just didn't want a butler. We just didn't ask for a butler. We didn't hire a butler.
What do? I buttle.
But the entire home, right, was filled with these like kind of haunting pictures that he would start to explain one by one what the pictures were. The newly photoshopped picture of his brand new fourth wife, right? Because she wanted to be a part of the tapestry of the home. So she started including herself amongst the pictures that he had purchased that he said looked like these and the spectral woman that he saw in the backyard several times. So he started telling the story. We're like, okay.
Are you sure this person is alive? I've always been.
Yeah, that came up.
You tested his blood. You poked him with a pin, with a little pin.
I held up a mirror.
Okay,
I held up a mirror. I asked him to breathe on the mirror, and then I think he was looking for cocaine, but it wasn't there. But then he started to describe the demonic activity in the home from person to person. Because I think at first he might have resented it because we said to the family, like, so the house is kind of haunted, and they're all like, oh, very on brand. You know what I mean? Like, they were excited for us, right?
Sure.
Because they thought like, oh, we did this on purpose. And we're like, no, literally all of this was accidental, but it's awesome.
Okay.
And so he starts talking about the demon activity in the house, and he's just like, but I've cleaned it. We're like, what do you mean you cleaned it?
Oh my God, he jerked off in the corners of every room.
No. He then did this speech at me. This is like with the whole family. He's like, I believe in God more than any man has ever believed in God.
I don't know if that's even possible.
Normal man can't believe in God the way I believe in God. I believe in God the way Jesus' disciples believe in God, because I saw the devil right in front of me. And conversely, that means
meanwhile,
God is physically real.
So he's holding like Hot Pockets? What's he serving to the family?
Our Mexican food that we purchased. We brought Mexican food into the family. It's just like that Mad Max Pittsburgh. We love it. It's incredible, right? We checked it in.
He was just giving people chips and talking about God.
Yes, and then he's like, because I told that demon. It came into this home, right? And I told it, in the name of Jesus Christ.
Whoa!
I'm like, this is a mixed family. We're all like sitting there like, whoa, okay.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because, like it's mixed between lapsed Catholic and Satanist.
Well, it's a good thing that he was there then.
Sure. And he kept saying these things. And then we found out that I guess he was arrested for punching his son in a fight in the front lawn. But that's after the fact.
That's after the fact.
But we found that afterwards, after we left all the children alone with him for a while. Not like that, because he said something like, well, it's fine with me.
He punched his son, and if you're family, you're allowed to fight a little bit.
You have to fight. The father eventually and the son have to fight to see who's strongest, to see who wins mom.
Well, absolutely. I think everyone goes through that rite of passage. Well, that's really a horrible story.
Because he kept saying, like, a demon used to come through and throw streaks of blood. Throughout this whole home, through streaks of blood everywhere, drenched in blood. And then I put on my shirt one day to go to work, and I found one single solitary streak of blood on my shirt. And I said, demon, you can strew blood about this home all you will, but you will not strew blood upon my clothes.
Well, absolutely not. It's difficult to get out.
Because it also sounds like he might have murdered a bunch of people in the home under the guise of this demon. He's infested with the demon.
And then, so did you guys spend the night there?
At first we were, but then he kept asking, you're going to spend the night? And then what I was really afraid of is that we'd go to sleep, because the upstairs room was again, I don't want to point out the specific house. It was an unnamed first president's room. Okay. And we were up there, and there was a big portrait above the bed. And I was telling Natalie, because if we lay down in bed, you're just going to see those eyes roll past, and you're just going to see his two human eyes. Because he did say his payment up front was to watch us make love.
Well, isn't that fantastic? And a compliment to you in many ways.
No.
That is the first president.
No.
So we all know that.
We'll have to beep that out.
Well,
that's where we'll have to beep that out.
We're going to beep that out.
Yes, because we're going to have to make sure that this stays anonymous. Because I'm not trying to get this demon's ire, and I mean the physical man that could try to find me. He could try to find me and attack me.
So you got sort of like honey trapped into a situation
Very
where
much
then
so.
this man got to live the fantasy of being the butler. And then what do butlers get to do? Again, you get to watch the main man and gal have sex with each other.
Oh, yeah, heave on top of each other. He also kept saying, he was like, I know how it is. I see, we've had Hollywood types in here before. And I'll tell you one thing.
What is it about you?
You're not allowed to investigate. Because when he saw me, I had short shorts on. And when I first walked in to help in the things, I was dressed a tiny bit like me. I was just like, I had a shirt on with like a naked woman on it and tiny little shorts.
What is it with short shorts and your t-shirts that make people think you're a Hollywood type? I just don't think that's Hollywood.
What is that Hollywood about? Look at this leg. Feel this leg.
No.
Feel this leg.
I don't want to feel this leg.
Feel right up here.
No, it's good. It's
feel my
beefy.
balls.
I don't want to
Suck
feel
my
your
dick.
I don't
Suck
want
a
to
stick.
suck your dick.
I don't know because
Gosh.
I guess it is because because he grilled Natalie at first what she did for a living, and then you have to give it up, and then
He's
he asked
supposed
me,
to leave.
but he was supposed to leave. But
Did you tell him he's supposed to leave?
same time though, 5-star service, and if you need a
it's not.
butler,
No,
if you need a
no.
butler, he's there. But
No, it's an invasive service at best. It's a 1-star. 5-star means that
Lovely
I'm comfortable
home.
with what you're doing.
lovely home, and
But
then
you
he,
have to go if it's an Airbnb.
he did help me find the spoons.
This man is a psycho.
But the one thing I will say is,
Also,
it's
how
like,
could you find the spoons?
he just never took a break. Like, he never went and sat down. He buttled the entire night, staring at the whole family, looking at them up and down, wondering if they enough chips, enough dip. Like, and we're like, well, you don't have to ask all the time. At some point, I thought, like, wouldn't you want to take a break?
You would
It
think
was like
so.
7 hours long.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a long retirement party, by the way.
We were like, then it cascades into the night.
Fantastic.
It was kind of actually, it's a party, Kissel.
That's why I've never wanted to be wealthy, or I don't feel, I mean, it's nice to have some money as you get older, but I don't feel jealous of wealthy children. Because
they'll
number
never
one,
know.
You can't listen to CCR, Fortunate Son. It doesn't matter if you're the actual son of a senator.
Doesn't work for
Also,
you.
being waited on,
It's weird.
it's nerve-wracking.
It's really strange. It's like any type of like very fine dining thing. It always makes me feel very uncomfortable. Like it's
Yeah.
a lot. And
It's also they're judging you. They're judging you.
yeah, of course they are, because you've like, and I just am trying to live my life. I just trying to be I want a robot butler so I can yell at it. If I have a robot, the idea is robots. Those are the only people that should be the quote unquote serving class.
I'm not for the robot overlords with the weapons, but I was in a hotel and I did order beef jerky.
And then the jerky for the lonely man. It's like your robot girlfriend.
It kind of is, and he wore a little robot tuxedo, and he took the elevator by himself.
It's weird.
And
I remember that. It was weird.
I remember looking at him doing it, and I was like, "Are you going to be safe, little robot?"
And
then he
going
just
down.
went to the elevator,
And then it sucked to the little tube, going down.
now
wink,
that's
wink.
a robot. So perhaps robots in tuxedos as a waiter or butler, that might work. Well,
There's certain details that I have left out because it would be truly incriminating, but if you knew the actual details behind some of these things, you'd be extra surprised.
about what?
We'll talk about it off mic.
What is this Airbnb? You went to an Airbnb and it's like
it
top
was
secret.
revealed. It was revealed to me. It was like I had no clue.
You're in Pennsylvania.
But he kept saying, "Don't you dare investigate here." And it's been like I didn't bring my
What?
gear. You know what I mean? I'm not that on brand. You know what I mean? Like I didn't bring I had a ghost box in the room. I did bring the ghost box with it because we thought it would be kind of funny. But then once butler owner was there, I can't then go like, "Where are you, ghost? Come and face me, ghost."
Come get me, Ghost. It's a retirement party, Ghost. No, that's for the best because I'm sure there were some older folks there and we don't need to spook them to death.
No, they were all very interested. They're the ones the most because ghosts are about to be their friends.
I know.
And they like to see who they're about to meet.
Well, speaking of friends, I want to mention this story because
well, up top, let's do one thing that we miss, of course.
oh yes, with
the second we put out an episode, right?
Of course, this douchebag. We got to go to beautiful South Carolina.
I just want to talk real quick about the details about Alex Murdaugh. They didn't actually charge him with murder of his wife and son. They haven't yet.
They're
They have
debating charging him with it.
teaser trailer. They're seeing how it tests.
Okay.
This is a teaser trailer. They're trying to see. They said evidence is about to be presented. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
in a perverted way, isn't a grand jury just it is a test.
Yes.
It is literally the test market for crime.
Yes, and this is one of the. So here's one of the details why it is strange.
Okay.
Here's the detail. All right. So apparently, when Maggie Murdaugh and Alex, well, at the very end, I don't know if this might be a surprise to you, Kissel, but things were going a little rocky. Their relationship wasn't great. And so at the time, she was about an hour away. They were repatched. They were at their family's beach house.
Oh my God. Isn't that
right?
nice?
They're out there, they're on the bed. So she was out there and she said, the night she got murdered, they've just presented it, is that she got a text from Alex Murdaugh.
Want to play a game?
Might as well have been.
7 days.
But he was just like, hey, my dad's super sick. And I could totally need some help. You really should come see my father before he dies.
So this is the dad of the murder suspect.
Yes.
Okay.
And then she was like, okay, well, what we'll do is, like, maybe I'll meet you at the hospital. And he's like, no. This is a lie, straight up. Alex Murdaugh says, Dad's at home right now. You should come meet me at the house.
I'm going to kill you. Delete.
That's what every single time you see the 3 little bubbles. And them trying to threaten. She's then, all right, I guess I'll come meet the property. But she just straight up said, like, she texted her friend, Alex is being fishy. He's definitely up to something, because he kept stressing about how I needed to go there and meet them at the other property with the horse stables. And then when she met at when they went to the dog
perfect
kennels,
place to murder your estranged wife.
Also, her son Paul, because that's where they were found. They were found inside the dog kennels because Paul was out there taking pictures of the dog that he was currently dog sitting for his friend. Well, and that's where they were found both gunned down. But I definitely think you could see Murdaugh doing like a Oswald, like he like jumped up from behind there, bow wow, I'm just a little puppy, and blam, like them, like, or maybe he was dressed as a dog, and he thought that they were looking at maybe that's how he set it up. Maybe
he was dressed like the dog.
Paul's friends also in it. I want to find out who brought the dog, because then we can find out whether or not Alec Murdaugh, Big Red Clifford, what if he was dressed as a dog be dog sat, and then he's in the pen. They're in the kennel looking in on him, laying there.
Big.
Yeah, and they're like, well, that's certainly a weird dog you got there, Paul. And then he's like, gotcha, bitch, and then jumps up and starts shooting the family.
Well, I mean, we have proved that wealth doesn't equal intelligence, so it's possible that he did pull a shaggy dog, acted like said dog in the kennel, the family comes around, and then he gets the jump on him. Or there was an actual dog there, beautiful, distracting. You pet the dog, belly rubs during that time. Bam, bam, you hit him in the back.
Look how much weight he's lost in jail.
Isn't that something?
He's looking so good. He's looking so thin.
Jail food is not the best. He'll gain weight in prison once he gets to the canteen food.
Oh, he's so thin. You look, years came off of his life. I wonder if it's because he could finally confess all his crimes.
You know what's so funny is that he just didn't have to do any of this. You know what? Like he was, I don't understand it. Like it was like with the Ghislaine Maxwell thing. I watched another thing on her. It's like
no crime.
You're a socialite.
Yeah,
you just don't. All you have to do is not do that, and you can do anything you want.
Just coast. Just live your life.
Very bizarre.
I don't understand. I feel like the same way about a unnamed billionaire who's just fucking with his own stocks. It's just like the thing where like you are just live your life. Just come up with the fun ideas.
Also, we talked about this on Top Hat. You know about Elon Musk's father, right?
Oh, yes.
He banged out his stepdaughter and had 2 kids with her.
Now, he knows that
they are disgusting.
When he adopted her, he knew she was going to be a good wife.
Oh, my God.
That's
absolutely
just
horrible.
Give him the can Dior. Tell me that.
Absolutely. Well,
and now for our next guest, it's me, your host, Alec Baldwin. And we have somebody we're truly excited to speak to today. I still remember the look on his face, the smile on his face when he held up Woody Allen's new book. And also, I still don't know who published it. Who asked for it?
I don't know, buddy. It's not for us. It's not our generation. And Alec Baldwin, God knows, he really brought some powerful people down, didn't he? Well, speaking of powerful people, sex.
What?
Love.
Okay.
And what makes you the most powerful?
Guns and money and sugar. Azúcar.
Being in a good relationship.
Sure. Yeah, that's why I reign supreme overall.
There's a couple. And they were having some issues. The husband said, I have a huge libido and I need to fuck more.
You get it. But you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to work that out as a marriage, where you got to figure out, right? The center of a marriage is a working agreement that you're partners, you're a team. So you got to figure it out.
Absolutely. So the wife said, you got a big old libido. It's one of the reasons I like you, but I can't take it all the time, right? Because she's busy. Maybe she has to go to work.
It seems like she takes a lot of pictures. She seems innocent.
Yeah, they seem like a fine couple, young. I don't know why they needed to do this, but it's something that they wanted to do. So instead of finding another gal, which a lot of people would, they got They got $1,800 together, and they got a racy replica of the spouse, and they named her D. Now it's a sex doll, and there's something very sweet about it because it looks just like his wife. Although I'm going to say he did inflate the bosom a bit more.
He did.
And if I was the wife,
really
I would
did.
say, "Oh, you want my tits to be like that? Is that what you want my tits to be like?"
So is this a subtweet? That's what I would say, pointing at the breast, being like, "So you seem to give this one big old floppies, and I have little normals."
Yes, indeed. So Callum is the name of the husband, and he's in a constant mood for sex. And Shar is his wife, and she said she was struggling to keep up with her horny husband.
Yes.
So
But then he said, guess what? Which is honestly the most key thing as a husband. You're gonna say, yes, okay, honey, you have so much problem. We have libido issues. We have different
much
sex
libido.
drives. You know what I mean? So what every husband should always do: offer to bring a third woman in as a threesome.
Well, no,
which
this
I think
isn't
is
a woman.
No. That's where it started, Kissel. It started with him floating this very definitely not a minefield concept to his marriage, saying like, why don't we just bring in somebody else? And so, but she did a good job of like, she was like, let's hold that thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was your first mistake, but thank you for your input. I think she did good being like, but what if we swivel if you need that much? What if you have sex with a spatula with a pussy on it?
Absolutely.
Where they brought in a plastic entity that is a
silicone.
It is a 90-pound chunk of silicone that, to be honest, does that really satisfy your sex drive?
Well, it seems to, because they were looking around for a sex doll, and they couldn't find the right one. So yes, I think that it's like speed dating. I think you have to look at a sex doll and like which one makes your like will go up, and then which one makes her vagina get a little bit. Oh, that's exciting.
Her vagina's got nothing to do with it. Her vagina is already taking a vacation 2 weeks out of the month.
No, not with Char, because they're doing 3 ways.
Again, how much of a participant is Char? It's not even Char. No, Char is the woman D. How much of a participant is it? Oh, I mean, her full name, Dirty D. Okay, that's her fucking full name. And so she's okay. Again, I'm not slut shaming the doll.
No,
because I want dolls to get filled with as much cum as they could possibly withstand.
Well, there has to be a limit.
But I am going to say that this might be and I don't mean this might be insulting.
Wow,
it might be a cry for attention.
What do you mean?
It might be a fake thing.
You think they went to the media with this story?
Because this is another doll-based story, because we've had other doll-based stories that then were also revered, because remember that woman was a part of like a reality television show that she ended up doing this quite a bit for attention. The last woman, the woman who had the doll, because I want to dance with somebody, and then she bought that doll.
Well, don't forget
her mother made the doll.
Paul Abdul danced with a cartoon cat, and no one's complaining then, so why not have sex with a doll and dance with it every now and again?
That was a euphemism for interracial relationships.
I know. Char, the wife, she says, there were so many to choose from, but we eventually found D, who we think looks just like me.
It's
now,
fine.
Of course, there's something to that where, of course, she felt like it wouldn't be as weird if the doll looked like her, so then she could almost be having sex with herself.
The doll doesn't look like her.
A little bit it does.
It just has a head and blonde hair. It doesn't actually look like her.
No, it does.
I actually view her as more attractive than the doll.
Yes, no shit. She's a human being, Henry. All human beings are more. Well, anyway, this sex. Yes, she's more attractive than the sex doll.
Fucking got his fucking ass.
She says.
You know what's really disconcerting is the damn feet on it. I don't like those.
I don't like
those. Are weird. I actually would feel more comfortable if it was just stumps.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure you can get the Vietnam vet version of Char, who has nubs and who was.
Can I get the Lieutenant Dan?
Oh, please, Lord. So Char, again, the wife says, it was the best decision and has definitely improved our sex life. She says, it's great because Callum has high sex drive and I'm not in the mood. He's got D there.
Yes, we know. But guess what? If you fucking asshole, at the very end of the article, Char and Callum are OnlyFans stars and they make $80,000 a month. So this is fucking season 4 of their, dude. This is their season 4 arc.
Well, it's better than adopting a duck.
Oh yeah, if they're fucking a duck, that's crime.
They have 2,000 subscribers. I would not pay. I'm sorry. I'm not going to pay to watch somebody have sex with a doll because you're not watching then you're just watching a man with his weird old hairy buttocks go up and down.
Oh, I don't want to watch a man have sex with a sex doll.
I don't want to watch a girl have sex with a sex doll. I think that's a little weird.
It's all about presentation. To me, it's all about you got personality, you got an angle, you fucking on that grind. Show me.
Yeah,
show me. Like, come on. Like, because what we say in show, we say when we're writing scripts all the time, right?
Yeah.
Show, don't tell. Right?
Show, don't tell.
Don't just like you hear all this bit about you're doing threesomes with Dirty D. with your marriage, it's about to explode, and eventually it's going to turn into some form of real true crime story.
Making $80K a month having sex with each other on camera for OnlyFans.
But guess what? What happens, right? What have we discovered, right? We're friends and we're coworkers, but sometimes you have to... Me. No, because it's just hard to remember if they could all see, if the people at home could see. If you get on Patreon, you can see how I'm engaging with Kissel in a human fashion, right? I'm engaging, I'm touching, I'm bridging a gap. I'm bridging.
And that's only for our fans.
And I think... how hard is it when you monetize your friendship, right? You monetize your relationship, and we don't even come inside of each other that much.
Not too much.
If you have to come inside of each other every day,
right?
Like it is gonna eventually. You're gonna get like if it's on the clock. If it gets a thing,
it becomes a job.
It becomes a job.
I agree. You don't want to mix your pleasure with your work. Well, either way, the wife says we've never put her away in a cupboard.
She should.
So there you go.
She better, because guess what? I think Dee's making eyes for whole mail.
Also, can you imagine? You're just at a random person's house. You open up their cupboard, which I assume in the UK means closet. They just say things a little bit wrong. And then you're just like, oh my God, there's a sex doll in there, Dirty D. And you're like, yeah, that's my little cum gal.
I better be prepped. I'm saying this right now. Okay. This is just, if you know me and if you want me to come over, it won't even stop me from coming over. But at least introduce me. If I'm going to come in there, don't act like it's not fucking there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't, because if you do, that's going to be more haunting for me. At least, like, if you act like, you remember in the movie The Boy?
Oh, yes, with the doll.
One of my favorite movies.
The boy was pretty good.
I love The Boy.
Yeah. You know, I love
The Boy.
I like Dead Silence better, though.
Dead Silence is a more superior movie, but
yes.
No spoilers. Technically, they're different genres.
Okay.
They're
remaking Orphan.
They're doing like a sequel.
Requel.
They're doing like a requel or something like that. She's starting to look more of age.
A little bit, but she is young.
She is still young.
Heart.
It's there are two different genres, because you have the genre of there is a haunted dummy, haunted doll, and then there's porcelain doll as child. Different genres. It's a different genre, because one is
no. If it's that different of a genre, I think
it's because the ending is different.
I hope so. Henry, because it's a fucking movie.
Email me.
Can't have the same
sidestorieslpotl@gmail.com if you can remotely understand the micro subgenres of haunted ventriloquist dummy versus.
You're talking
porcelain
Chucky,
doll treated as real.
You're talking Chucky versus Annabelle.
Because of
but it's the same genre.
Well, it kind of reminds me of House of the Devil, right? Where he starts up being like,
House of the Devil.
You must watch Mother. Mother's up in the attic.
Yes.
Right? You're good. Number one, don't disturb.
Oh, fantastic.
It's like one is like a haunted, one more is like an evil and bad babysitting story.
Yeah.
And one is, that dummy's bad. Oh, that's a villain dummy. You know what I mean?
I think you're really splitting hairs there, Ebert, but I think it's fantastic.
Rise from your grave.
The Disgraceland podcast tells the insane, true stories of music's most famous on their darkest days. That's at night when they're wearing their sunglasses out of the club. Britney Spears, who's a pop princess and generational icon, I don't know if you know her. She was locked into an unconventional conservatorship for 13 years by a man she feared and distrusted. Like we all do. It's our family. Or the Beatles' own Ringo Starr being targeted by trigger-happy extremists. Apparently he wasn't triggered that extensively, because one of the members of his band was triggered the most. Now, this is not the music history you've heard before. This is an uncensored, immersive look at the lives and true crimes of the biggest musical icons in modern history. To hear these stories and more, follow Disgraceland wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How you doing? Ben Kissel here with Henry Zebrowski.
Yeah, it's me, man.
Yeah, bro. Henry Zebrowski is smoking some of that sweet last podcast on the left, babe. So go out there and purchase yourself some. I hope you enjoy it. We have sativa, we have indica, and we have a hybrid. And I have to tell you, from my personal experience, they are wonderful.
Super tasty live resin. You really get that delicious weedy taste, which is what I like. And 3 different experiences. You go to your local vape store and get it.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for supporting the show. We absolutely love you. Can't wait to see you on the road and get that vape, put it in your brain, and have a good time.
And if you want us at your favorite weed store, give them a call and ask for them by name.
Absolutely.
Last podcast on the left, it's weed.
Hail yourselves, everyone.
Hail Satan.
Well, also, we mentioned summoning a little bit earlier, and we talked about noodling.
That did come up.
Open Lines
it's
as well.
It's kind of funny how there are synchronicities that we've dealt with on last podcast on the left, and how like we'll be researching a project, and kind of like the best one was when we did the JFK series, the week that we dropped.
Was crazy,
JFK
dude.
1 when we first started the Spotify deal like years ago at this point. That day, as we released the episode, was also the day that Bob Dylan released his 18-minute JFK rap, which was hot garbage. But he won like a Nobel Prize for it, and it was just like, he's that day. That is it. You gotta be careful. Go downtown. We're a big hit.
It's pretty good.
We're a big hit. How that head?
You got a good Bob Dylan going. I don't know what happened. I don't know why he lost.
Really? Never take that down.
I was in a bit of a.
You always ran a hard tap today.
I was in a Bob Dylan. I wasn't in a Bob Dylan funk, but I was in a Bob Dylan hate mood for a decade or so.
It happens.
And then I did listen to the old stuff.
Oh, I love the old stuff.
It's fantastic. So he was very talented.
I also like when he went electric.
I just don't know what happened.
He just got old, man.
I guess
And that's why we're committing suicide when we're 55. Come on, bro.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Ain't no getting no cobwebs on me, bro.
Well, you wait until you're 55.
No, I'm going to be fighting. I'm going to fight every day against death.
Well, speaking of fighting, this is why we don't go camping together or go fishing together.
Well, this is a very complicated story.
It's not that complicated. It's actually immensely not complicated. Every story we've talked about is more complicated than this.
A man says he killed his friend because his friend summoned Bigfoot. Oklahoma sheriff says, no, it is a little bit more complicated, you think, because there's...
Wait, how?
There's some family lines.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So, a man by the name of Larry Sanders, in coincidence.
Coincidence?
He murdered his friend, Jimmy Knighton.
Ooh.
He was a troubled man, it seemed. And he went out noodling with his good old new buddy, Larry Sanders.
And of course, noodling is when you go fist fuck a catfish in the mouth.
Now, I don't really know the process of noodling, but from what I can imagine, so what they do is they use their fingers, as you can see.
You put a bunch of bologna in your
You're seeing my
hands.
two husband tools up, right?
Oh,
you're seeing it right here, right?
Henry.
Right? You're looking at these two right
Husband
here.
tools.
You can see it in the Patreon, right? And then they go down in the water and you go,
I don't
do
think
the come hither.
I don't think they're not. They're not just big clitorises.
I don't know.
They're catfish.
Water is wet. So you go in there, right? Squish, 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 and you're trying to catch a catfish with your hands and you're trying to pull it up into the boat.
No, you don't catch it with your hands. You have bait in your hands, and the catfish technically catches you, and then you pull it out. And
That's gotta hurt.
I know. And then you're like, look at my glove. It's a catfish. And then I guess you rip your hand out of that catfish's
It's like
mouth.
Dune, man.
It is
Leto, too.
I don't know the reference, but I'm sure it is.
I wish you'd hear me. I wish you'd understand me.
That's for Holden McNeely.
It's true.
That's for him to be pained with.
So you go and you lift up the, whatever, right? So
it bites you, then you lift it out of the water.
This is horrible. Get a fishing pole.
Yes, it's not my way to do it. Sure.
Get a fucking net.
But this is just how they get catfish. It's called noodling.
I just think it's more about the process, it seems. And so they go out there, they win noodling. And then apparently at some point, things went south.
Yeah.
Because then what resulted in what they say is a 45-minute scuffle between Jimmy Knighton and Larry Sanders.
You took my catfish.
That's my catfish.
Hey, man, that's my catfish, man.
Well, so he beat him and then strangled him to death. And according to this man, Jimmy Knighton, they said they don't know whether or not drugs or alcohol were involved yet. But
we
he
know
said,
alcohol was.
Something was. And he said, Larry, he claimed, he believed that Jimmy Knighton.
Did he believe it?
Yeah, he must have.
He claimed it.
He beat him to death. And so
you can do that without believing anything.
I know, but he believed that Knighton, he had tricked him out to be on this lake noodling, right? Because mostly, if you're an old buddy, because what we find out is they had recently reconnected over Facebook. They had known each other a long time.
Okay.
And I guess, so Larry claimed that he had just gotten out of jail.
Okay, Larry, sure, he's out of jail. He wants to go noodling. He wants to go fist fuck some catfish.
His buddy said he wanted to help him acclimate back to society after being in jail.
So you go in the middle of the nowhere and you go interact with fish.
Again, let's go noodle. When you tell me, if you sent me a text being like, hey, Henry, noodling 7 a.m.
We'd go with a string cheese concert and we would noodle.
That's
how they dance.
That's our OnlyFans post. That's us noodling each other, right? Yeah. Yes, but it sounds like you're sucking dick next to a creek. But
yes, it does.
He said that he believed, actually, that Jimmy was trying to feed Larry to Bigfoot.
I don't think that...
And so that Larry had to kill Jimmy.
I'm a little bit upset that, first of all, this is Bigfootist. They're blaming Bigfoot for doing nothing.
Well, also
big
we know
feet are not known for eating humans. I don't think they eat Bigfoots?
Bigfoots are omnivores, but mostly if they were going to eat a creature, they'd probably eat a squirrel or
Why
a bird.
wouldn't they just eat the goddamn catfish?
They probably eat the catfish. You're right. You're absolutely right.
So this man's story, if I'm in the jury,
it doesn't hold water. You're
I
right.
would say, yeah, we all know Bigfoot's real. We all know that.
We all know that. First of all,
But
we can start right there. We can start with that right there.
They like veggies. They like berries. They might not even be from this realm. They're not going to kill your buddy.
Also, they're not coming out of the hiding unless you got a snapping pussy or bussy ready for the offering.
We've all seen that footage.
We know this for a fact that Bigfoot is made horny by strangers and people lost and people in tents, which is honestly never get him anywhere near the border.
Anyway, deputies arrested the man on an outstanding warrant and also booked him again for murder. But we'll see if this holds up. I mean, it's a little bit like it was.
He's going to go to jail for murder.
We don't know that, though, because we actually don't know.
He murdered the man.
Well, it may have been self-defense if the Bigfoot was indeed attempting to consume him, eat his flesh, and send him to hell forever. So we just don't know what the jury's going to think. If I'm the defense attorney, throw it out there. I mean, that's what I would say. Just throw it out there.
Very much. That's the only thing he has.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
he has.
have you seen a Bigfoot? Have you seen the scat of a Bigfoot? Take a look at his Bigfoot cast. Let him know how large the Bigfoot is, and then say...
You want to do one of those where they go all the way back to the original footage of Bigfoot. Tell the story of Bigfoot first.
Look at this boar being torn apart by this bear. Imagine a Bigfoot 3 times larger than that bear. Imagine what it could do to that man.
I don't know.
And indeed, if he had not killed his friend, he himself would be Bigfoot lunch.
The only thing, good thing
I just got him off.
Yeah, I don't know. The only truly good thing that could come out of this trial is if Bigfoot shows up for jury duty. And he arrives.
I would never do that.
I would never do that. And then he's like, I guess he probably wouldn't even be admitted.
No, I don't.
Too close to the case.
He doesn't have ID. You need to have ID. Also, you need to have an address for them to mail you the notice that you have to show up for jury duty, which then you can ignore if you really are smart with that.
So maybe it's up to county clerks to finally learn the location of Bigfoot. So that they can send a summons to Bigfoot's home.
Well, we know for a fact he's down there looking at catfish.
Yep.
Wondering if any other boys are going to come and noodle him.
Wait a second. Am I now a witness to murder? What if he's just there waiting on the catfish coming up?
We don't know.
And then he watches these 2 old men beat each other, and then one guy beat the other guy to death. And he's been like, I guess now, do I need to go to the police? But that will definitely hurt my family. And then they're brought into this mess, this true crime mess.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible. The Bigfoot doesn't deserve any of that.
Listen,
leave
unexplained,
the Bigfoot alone.
Unexplained witness. That's what we call our movie.
Yes.
And then he's got to get it.
Unexplained witness.
They're trying to flip Bigfoot on to have him testify, right?
Oh.
But it's all about can we save him? Is he willing to step forward? Is he willing to worry about being a whistleblower?
He shouldn't have to, because what's he going to do? He can't go into witness protection. He's a Bigfoot. You can't just move in and be like, I'm an emissary Bigfoot and I am your new neighbor. It's like, you're Bigfoot, dude. We saw you testify in the trial.
Can't he just tell people he's like a Chechnyan basketball player? I feel like he's one of those. You never know who plays basketball in Europe.
I am George Mirasan. I've told you that before, and I'll tell you again. All right. Well, either way, we'll see if that story holds up. And no matter what, he's going to have a great time telling it in jail, because for a fact there will be some prisoners who believe him.
Of course. I mean,
wait, what?
It's definitely a fisherman's story.
It is.
Yes.
Oh, I wonder if he thinks his friend was like 10 inches taller and he was this big. And you get it.
Yeah,
you should have mounted them there. Anyway, don't kill your friends while noodling.
Please don't.
And don't blame it on the goddamn Bigfoot.
Or
please.
just noodle.
Just noodle.
Just noodle. If you're already out there.
You're killing something that's alive. Doesn't that help you a little bit with the urge to kill?
Now, this next story.
This is all about you.
This is all
about you. You did this.
I didn't ask for it.
No, you didn't.
I didn't want to be involved.
But you are.
Now, we're a retired vicar.
What's a vicar?
What is a vicar? It's an even more fake version of a priest.
Oh, is that right? I thought it was like a janitor.
No, it is it's a religious position.
Religious
position.
Oh,
more often in the UK.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They call it a vicar. I'm not sure what the exact. Here now we're going to get really fascinating.
I guess they just say church leader.
Yeah, it is a church leader. Yeah, in the Church of England, quite a bit it said, and then it can also be in the Episcopal Church. So that's pretty good. But none of it really explains why he was fucking a vacuum in public. He was at an Asperger's convention as well.
Wait,
so his name, John Jeffs. 74 years fun.
I guess.
They found him. I guess it's like they say found. They asked like found as if there was a treasure map leading to him.
Yeah, it's not the Legend of Curly's Gold.
No.
What's the name of that movie there?
The Legend of Curly's White.
Yes, indeed. Billy Crystal. He's always so funny.
John Jeff 74. Now, they found him. He was naked, a part of a pair of ladies' stockings. And then he was caught with the appliance.
He wasn't naked though, because if you've got socks on, that's close.
Okay, so they attended to talk about Asperger's syndrome. They said that I'm trying to figure out the exact way they brought this. Okay, here we go. So they all went to this place. It went to where they were holding it. It was at his church. It's a nice event. Okay, and it was it had like an office area. And they said they were walking through. It was a Christian faith-based group that they were working with called Parents Talking Asperger's, right?
I think that's fantastic.
It is. Now the court they said here that he was in his office at the Baptist Center in Middleton Cheney in September 2020.
He is in his office. This is his zone. Okay.
I'm looking right down the pipe of the camera.
Interesting.
And saying, is this an excuse?
It's not an excuse. I'm just saying it's his office.
It doesn't sound like my defense when I do the live show about how, well, your eyeballs shouldn't be seeing me because that's what makes it public.
Well, that's a bit of a lark.
Yes.
But anyway, I'm just saying he is in his office.
But they said the witness walked past the office. And you see, the thing is about vacuum.
Oh, the door is open.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, it was open and the vacuum was on.
Oh.
And they saw he walked past.
Vacuuming
Oh, he was vacuuming his balls. Because he walked past, the witness walked past, and they saw Jeff's with the lady's stockings on, completely nude. I bet you know what this is. This is one of those, you close the door, it doesn't latch, right? Like I can kind of see a little bit.
This is how my dog Jerry escapes all the time.
Yes. And does he end up fucking a vacuum? And so he probably tried to close the door, maybe, I don't know. And then he was so furious. Or maybe the vacuum was on. They went and they saw him thrusting into a Henry Hoover.
A Henry Zabrowski
which was the name
Hoover
of the vacuum.
Interesting they call it a Henry Hoover. Of course, that's what Henry's nickname is at a buffet. Lol, raffle, you get it. So the person that walked by, you're just walking by. I wonder what's going on there. Maybe I should look right.
Oh, tiddlywinks.
They said that Mr. Jeffs was standing between two dark chairs.
Yeah, man.
Thrusting his cock into the Henry Hoover. Now, I just have to say, it must be immensely painful because unlike the sex doll, there's no silicone around it. It is just a plastic, rigid tube.
Yeah.
This man is so horny. Yes. And I think a reminder that vicars need to marry and find love themselves.
I don't know if marriage will fix this.
I don't know.
Because I don't know, because they said it was the hardest part. Actually, Kissel, you'll see. So they said he's otherwise clean record, obviously, because he loves vacuums.
Absolutely.
So he's always vacuuming that record.
Well, he's got probably one of the cleanest cocks around.
But Jeff, so in mitigation, they went and asked him, and he said that he threw it out there. He said he's still coming to terms with the loss of his wife.
Oh,
because I guess
you can't find her
because nobody sucked like Meredith. And then he lost his wife at a young age, so this is not even a recent loss. So he's upset about losing his wife a long time ago, and then he's in a lot of pain because he's been ignoring his health and his diabetes is not medicated.
Well, let's not throw people.
And that's why that was his excuse.
Because his blood sugar was low, so he had to have sex with that vacuum. That's crazy. So because of that, he was given an
sorry, my blood sugar's low. Hey, you should give me a cookie, because if not, I'm gonna start coming inside the refrigerator.
Yeah, I'm gonna have sex with all of your appliances. Please, God, get the blender away from me. I can never resist. He was given an 18-month community order, and I'm just gonna say, when it comes to that, I don't need him around. Like, this is one of those where it's like, you better do public service. No. What if you stay inside? 18 months, stay inside.
Private service.
Private services.
Yeah, you know what you need is to learn what privacy is.
Yes, and interestingly enough,
because it's not even wrong him fucking the vacuum, right?
It is wrong.
Well, no.
It's not. Is it?
Objectively, no, because the vacuum can't consent, except for the fact if you see a Henry vacuum, because it's automatically smiling. If you can see in the picture of the vacuum,
it's the Henry 200.
Yeah, you can see he has a little smile on his face, which it does look like he's asking for it.
Well, I mean, also the Henry 200 does sound like a dick sucking machine.
Man.
It's unfortunate for you, but he was ordered to pay $845 bucks there in European money, so you can transfer that over however you want. And then the victim, interestingly enough, he got $200. So he saw this guy fucking a vacuum in between two chairs, and he got $200. I don't know if is it worth it.
I feel like the vicar could have went a long way and have just give that guy $20 straight up. You'd be like, hey, listen. I need to listen. Hey, listen. All right. Here's $20. Want to spend? She's still good for another. All right, come on. She loves it. Look at the look at her. Here's her face. I don't know. She's non-binary.
That is absolutely.
Look at that little face right there, huh? Come on. You can't resist. Right?
Well, good.
Reminds me of my ex-wife.
Oh, it is sad.
Because he was married to a vacuum for 5 years when he was 20 years old. Again, not illegal.
Also, there's a man in Indiana. He's 60 years old. He was accused of dismembering his dead girlfriend with a chainsaw. So everyone mourns differently, and this is horrible.
Do you think that's about mourning?
I don't know. His name was Edward Bagwell. He's been charged with abuse of a corpse, which I would just charge him with like the murder. You know, it's always like they always add like abuse of a corpse. I think it's the murder, really.
Well, actually, a good example of it is in this ex-Papa John's employee. He killed his coworkers and then attempted to, quote, have sexual intercourse with one of them that was dead, right?
Ugh.
And so what they tried to do is...
That's not sexual intercourse. It's fucking a corpse. It's necrophilia. It's not sexual intercourse.
Yeah, I really didn't like that they called it upside down frown time. And originally, and then they cut it, and then they tried. That's actually sexual intercourse is where they landed, which is really incredible. So he's 20 years young, and he was a former Papa John's employee. Now, I don't know if Papa himself sent him to do this. I hope he didn't. I'd like to see Papa actually make some claim separating himself from this.
Absolutely.
But he came forward, and he murdered two people, Haley Smith and Dustin Carr, and apparently he'd showed up late at night asking for his old job back. There was a bit of a scuffle.
He really wanted to work for Papa.
He really did, and then he murdered these two people, and then he volunteered to the police that he had tried to remove the clothing of the dead girl and have sex with her, right? But
so
this
you
is what
killed this woman then? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. But the most important thing is that it's also made me horny. But what he's saying, what we're seeing is the reason why they do stuff like add the aggravation to the corpse and all that kind of stuff is that in his plea deal, because he pled guilty and he to serve 2 65 years sentences to run concurrently.
Okay.
But he did that, and in the plea, he got rid of the necrophilia charge as well. So he used that because they used the necrophilia charge to add an extra. I don't know if that's true. Side stories, lpotl@gmail.com. I actually wonder, because I feel like they do use some of like that to make it harder on you in the process.
So that you can plea out of having sex with a corpse. I mean, it'll be good when they pull his papers in prison when he didn't have sex with a corpse, because otherwise you're corpse fucker, and you probably get you made fun of quite a bit.
I mean, I don't know if they ask you to do like an AMA in jail when you do something like that, but I feel like that's under duress. I'm not talking about after they find you out to be, when they pull your card and they find out you're a necrophiliac. It's not like they're then like super curious.
I think that they treat you differently. They probably treat you like a necrophiliac, but again, you're still not the lowest on the totem pole. So, I mean, look at what happened with Dahmer. They did let him get killed, but people were scared of him.
Well,
because he kept on being like, I'll eat your dick off. And
yeah,
sure.
You're like,
Dahmer, dang.
You know, it's in his track record. Because child molesters, the very bottom.
Very bottom.
Then bestiality. Right? If you're there for fucking a bunch of horses and you're in jail, they're going to be mad at you. Right? Like, how'd you get here?
Well, everyone loves a horse. Maybe a dog. Yeah, everyone has a dog.
Yeah. If you're like a serial dog rapist, right? You're not going to get a bunch of extra meals at Chow.
No.
But then, I say that's the next step up is necrophiliac. Yeah.
All right. Well, also
that's just taste levels.
Also, when it comes to Edward Bagwell, that story I mentioned briefly in Indiana, the 60-year-old accused of dismembering his dead girlfriend, apparently he found her dead. And then he was all hopped up on meth because he was smoking meth all night. It's in Indiana, not a lot to do. And then he saw her, he found her dead. She was 61 years old. And then he took a chainsaw and cut her apart.
So he's trying to do the whole I don't know. She just was like this.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre.
It sounds like he does it. It sounds like a lie.
Well, because the autopsy says that this woman died of a heart attack. So I think he was just so You know how they like to clean.
So he just went right to cutting it up.
He was, I better clean this up. Oh my God, I better clean it up. So yeah, he used an electric chainsaw to cut off her legs and put them in a bin, stuffing her torso in another bin. And this was also very early hours of July 4th.
Well, I guess it's time for me to take this in my own hands so that I don't get charged by the county.
Isn't that?
I feel like, or maybe it's because you don't want the coroner to see your girlfriend's boobies.
July 4th, 2022, a July 4th to be forgotten, perhaps. It seems like a lot of horrible things happened.
Oh, yeah. This July 4th, I had one of the best July 4ths I've had in years. I sat alone with Wendy in the dark, and I ate about $50 worth of Chinese food. Night Horse. He came around.
Nice.
And I watched Uncle Sam on The Last Drive-In.
Oh, fantastic.
It's fun.
That's a great movie, Uncle Sam. Absolutely a fantastic horror film from back, I believe, in the early 90s.
Yes.
Rise from your grave.
A roast as dark as the night, perfect for fueling the cryptid research and mad ravings required for your podcasting. Don't mind the red eyes. He's just trying to warn you of the bridge.
The bridge.
Finally, from the caffeine-addled brains of Spring Hill Jack Coffee and Last Podcast on the left, we bring you Mothman's Red Eye Blend. Yes, delicious Panama beans. Go to lastpodcastmerch.com to order yours today.
All right. Well, I think it's time for Hero of the Week.
I believe it is.
All right, folks. We have one runner-up. Now, this is going to be a person, so everyone can be happy. His name is Nick Bostic.
Oh, so this is you're doing runner-up first. You're doing second place first.
Second place Hero of the Week. Nick Bostic. He is a Domino's pizza delivery driver, and he is indeed an actual hero. A house is on fire. Maybe because the pizza was so good. And he said, dang, that house is on fire. Bostic said it looked like hell, if you can imagine what hell looks like, and we can.
I can. Your Pretty Face is going to hell. It's on HBO Max right now.
Kind of a funner version of hell, though.
Yes, it is. But it's relatable. It's funny. Relatable. It's like an office comedy, but it's also kind of silly.
All of a sudden, he sees this house is on fire, and he realizes there's occupants inside. So he says, I took a deep breath. I ran down there, and I closed my eyes, led with my hand, and used my ears to sense out where the child was crying from. I snatched the baby up and put her in my arms.
Dude, it was wild. I saw the video of this, I think, because they have the body cam footage from the fire department.
Also, he did it.
Yes.
This
is a classic. We're just,
okay,
I don't want to get too,
I'm not going to do it. But it just seems like civilians are taking they're doing a lot of the risk.
It seems that to me across the board, it's happening quite a bit, where there's a lot of people where it's kind of on us to save each other for some reason, where he saw the fire go. One of the kids was like, my brothers are inside. He ran in. He got two of the kids out. The kids were like, there's the babies inside. And so the body cam, you see, it's like, it's a move. It looks really like fucking Unbreakable. Like, where it is a Domino's delivery dude coming out of a burning home, like flame behind him with a child like in his hands. It's a miracle.
It really is. So police body cam video captured the moment Bostic ran from the burning home carrying a 6-year-old child.
And according to Nick, he said, thanks for that, they're moving him to Crazy Bread. And I really want to say, like, you remember who was the Wendy's employee with the guy that worked there for 45 years?
I think that was Burger King, and they gave him some snacks.
Yeah.
And, that was sad. But this man probably does need a movie made based upon him, Nick Bostic. And if you are Domino's, and, this is a capitalist society, make some money off of this. This man needs to be in every one of your commercials. And it just goes to show you that indeed, delivery drivers are the fabric that keeps this country together.
Nick Bostic, if you're out there, if you're a listener, sidestorieslpotl@gmail.com. We have a hero's welcome for you.
Well, a hero's runner-up.
Yes. Well, I guess. I guess you're not.
Of the week.
Yeah, I guess you don't get anything. Right?
No, not for runner-up.
Yeah.
But he gets the no. First of all, he's going to get laid a bunch. Second of all, any burns he has, you want to know how I got these?
And of course, even if that's one of your pizza cheese burns.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Make it up. If you have a scar, make up a story.
So who won? If that's the winner, it's going to be, it's somebody bringing down the Trumps? What's happening? Is it somebody out there? If we beat Russia? Get this inflation down?
There's an alpaca. There's an alpaca who thinks she's a dog. Now, isn't this fun? Now, alpacas, some people eat their meat, and I don't eat their meat because I think they're super cute.
You shouldn't eat alpaca meat.
Okay, so it's a 2-year-old alpaca, and her name is Annie, and she was rejected by her mother, and so she was bottle fed every 2 hours by owner Danny Burns. Now this made the alpaca think I'm a dog. dog. And she's not. So Danny describes keeping them as an addiction because Danny loves alpacas, and I hope he's not doing anything wrong with them. But Annie grew up in a very luxurious life as a family pet. And even so funny.
Well, at least I don't fuck alpacas.
Well, we don't know that. So Danny's a father of 3, and he brought Annie everywhere. And she lived in the house with the 3 dogs and 2 cats. However, she has since been barred from the house because she was chewing on cables and raiding profiteroles.
Honestly, technically, that's kind of not hero behavior. Because you're ruining the home that took care of you.
She was even opening the door with her mouth. But she prefers she prefers to socialize with the 3 Labradoodle dogs and believes she is one. She loves to relax on car journeys, and she loves to stretch her head out the window. Recently, she actually charmed a traffic cop.
Wow, that's not difficult. Now tell me what's the alpaca's name?
Annie.
Now, Annie, much too human name. Annie, the alpaca. If you're a listener, email sidestorieslpotl@gmail.com. We have a hero's welcome for you because you are Kissel's choice, not the man who he didn't save those babies because God knows those kids could grow up to be. Oh,
would you kill Hitler if you had a chance?
Right. It could be little Mussolini's. We don't know what those kids were.
Know.
He could have actually ruined us all.
Maybe God has a plan. I'm just getting there. I think it's fantastic that the kids are alive. However, again, are they an alpaca who thinks they're a dog? Probably not.
No.
The dad there remembers she was in our house for 6 months getting bottle fed every 2 hours. She was eating everything. Toy soldiers, ribbons, bits of plastic. She's a nightmare.
I just can't. I can't fight against that anymore.
So
I'm just going to let it happen. I'm just going to, what was that?
Profiteroles.
Profiteroles.
What the fuck is a profiterole?
That is a pastry.
That's cute. It's alpaca thinks it's a dog and it eats pastries.
This is the content you want, all right? This is the content you've asked for. This is the content I'm just letting this happen. I'm going to let it happen. I'm not fighting anymore for you. So you know what? Much like the U.S. government does, I'm putting it to you. If you don't want Kisser to choose an alpaca that thinks the dog is hero of the week, you got to take it in your own hands. All right.
Absolutely.
And you got to be a hero. That's what I'm going to say. Make the news. If you want better heroes in the news.
Well, that one guy saved a bunch of kids and he only got runner up. So anyway, she wants nothing to do with other alpacas. She hides when she sees them and she has a superiority complex over them. You know, Annie is kind of a bitch, but isn't that fun? She thinks she's a dog.
You know what? It is fun and it's simple.
It's simple.
That's what I like about it.
That's what we need in today's era.
Some simplicity.
You can't even go noodling without Bigfoot trying to kill your friend.
We just needed, you know what we need to bring back? We just need to I think every 3rd person should get a lobotomy.
This town needs a lobotomy.
We just need to get back to simplicity.
I agree with that.
So here we go. Here's some listener emails.
Fantastic.
Here we go. Now, we were talking last week about, remember stunt corpses?
Yeah.
I love this. I actually got a lot of good, people were really into it. I got a couple offers to make a death mask. Please hit me up. I would love for you to make my death mask when I die. Hopefully you're around when the time comes.
Do you make it when you're alive still?
You do it right before, I think. Or you do it, maybe I'm wrong. I think that you might do it in the moments, because it might be difficult, or the moments after you die.
I don't want to sit through makeup right before I die. It's like, get off of me.
But I feel like it's it was more an old practice when people used to have elongated waits, where people would go like wakes, and people would have the viewing times for a long time in somebody's house.
Mm-hmm.
But I got some interesting responses from a mortician. I like this one. You guys were talking about coroners reconstructing a shotgun suicide victim's face.
Ooh.
That's actually my job.
Oh my.
Coroners, medical examiners will determine a cause of death and sign a death certificate, and then they give us the bag with the person in it.
Okay.
Now, once we get them, we'll assess to see what kind of shape they're in.
Not good.
No. In some cases with gunshots, the damage is minimally superficial, so it's easier to cover the area with wax and put makeup over it.
Okay.
In the case of someone's skull being blown apart, I would strongly recommend to the family that they don't view him. Right?
I think so.
Families are aware of the kind of condition their loved one is in, so you maybe don't have to sugarcoat it, but maybe you don't have to sugarcoat it, but maybe you shouldn't be outright rude either, right? You know, like, hey, like, she's the difference here. I like the way they put this. The difference between, well, you know, his face is blown apart. He's all fucked up. Versus saying, having personally viewed him, I would recommend that you remember him the way that he was. Seeing him now will not bring you any comfort.
Yo, she's good, dude.
That's a good shit.
That was like some jujitsu right there. You know, I don't think I need to see him. Thank you.
You're right. Because it is harrowing, right? In the case that they insist on seeing the body.
Who would it? No, God damn it! I need to see the body immediately.
You would be surprised. We will try to clean it up as best as possible and have the family sign legal paperwork saying that we are not responsible for any trauma that you incur.
Also, don't hork on the body, please, when you see it.
Straight up. Generally, after viewing the body, families will opt for cremation or a closed casket. In a conveyor belt guy's case, like the guy we talked about where they scraped him up.
Oh, my God.
Right. The family may bury a mostly empty casket for the ceremony and symbolism.
I don't like... Why? Why?
It's just how it is.
Isn't that also super expensive?
Here's the thing. People really like the ceremony, obviously. I think it helps people with closure. They like to see, it's a part of that. It's bringing people together. They get to sit, like, symbolically say goodbye. I want to be, like, in a tomb. I want no one to see me. I want to be, like, enshrined on a piece of land, and then you have to come find me later on.
You want the Han Solo death. You just kind of want to be frozen in some kind of strange thing there, metal or something.
I want to be a questionable antiquity in the future. Like, who lied here and why?
I just feel bad for all the grave robbers in the future opening up all these corpse cases, which is a casket, and all empty.
Nat and I talked about this. If we ever own land, I'm going to buy a backhoe and dig up a bunch of holes in the land and put caskets in the land, right? But put like a mannequin that dress it up to look like Osama bin Laden and one to look like Jimmy Hoffa. And I act like I have all these bodies. So eventually someone comes and digs up all the land, like, oh, and then they find out it's a huge prank.
That's a really long prank.
I hope to have a long retirement.
Okay.
And so, again, if the family really wants an open casket, and if it's at all possible, I would begin by gathering pictures of the decedent. I would then try to rebuild his skull with as much of the existing bone as possible, and then rebuild the bone with plaster or mortuary compound. And after that dries, you would rebuild the skin with clay and cosmetics. Obviously, there's a lot more that goes into it. This is the short version. But short anecdote about a family who wanted a viewing when we advised against it. A lady had been dead for multiple days to the point of insect infestation.
Oh, mama.
But her family insisted that she must have died overnight. They demanded that she have a public viewing, and multiple funeral homes refused. My boss accepted the case. Long story short, the visitation was filled with comments of, "What's that smell?" and "Granny smells really funny." Listen to your funeral directors.
God.
That's it.
Yes. I mean, I am very torn on the open casket.
The only way I'd have an open casket is if I could fly out of it.
Yeah. I mean, I do think, it is important to be close with death to realize how permanent it is.
Yes, you should see, it meant a lot to me. Like, now that I've been to a couple of funerals, it's great.
Oh, so fun.
I love it.
I'm mixed on that. I'm mixed on the open casket.
Well, to me, it depends. I think the one thing that really helps me, and maybe this is personal, but at least it's like, that is my loved one. I'm seeing my loved one in front of them, and I'm saying goodbye, and I'm saying goodbye to them, to their face. And it's nice.
But it's not their face. Well, no, it's a reconstruction.
But also sometimes it's helpful to see that whatever they are is no longer there. And that it's nice to know that they have passed on.
You know what was interesting? When my Opa died, that's my German grandfather.
Yes.
So we were sitting there, and then they say, okay, it was all in German. And then everybody left. And then they were like, you can stay. And I was like, I'll stay. And then they slowly lowered it down. And then,
it's very
and then
scary.
You could hear the fire. And they cremated him right there. And so you heard him like burn it.
Wait, did they send him straight to hell?
Yes, literally, that was basically it. And then I think my aunt ended up running out of the room screaming. I don't know. And people weren't thrilled.
Yes.
But that's the way it works there. And in Germany, because they have so much death, you only get the land for like 20 years, and then they got to kick your ass out.
They take you out. No, in New Orleans, they do the same thing.
Is that right?
Well, you do back in the day, they had licenses that you could buy to keep your body there in perpetuity, whatever, in perpetuity. And so you go and look at it, and you can see markings on the graves of the ones that have to maintain their graves forever because of an investment somebody made in the 1700s.
Dude,
it's cool.
I'm done leasing at death. I'm just done leasing. I don't want it a fucking rental.
All right, here we go. This story comes from my mom. She passed away in 2017, but she was an ER physician, and she had the most brutal gallows humor I've ever witnessed.
I would imagine.
And she was the most badass person I've ever met. But this is one of her favorite stories.
Okay.
My mom grew up in a little suburban town in Long Island in the 50s and 60s.
Long Island!
Her little sister was the only big girl in their neighborhood. And because of this, a neighborhood boy, Ronnie, used to stalk her when they were in junior high and high school.
It ain't right.
Ronnie thought it was hysterical to come to the house, ring the bell, then ask in a creepy, giggling voice, Is she home? I want to take her out on a date. Right?
I don't know her, honey.
And he'd wait on the stoop just giggling like at his amazing joke until he got bored, and then he'd go home. He did this all the time to the point where it went from some mean joke to just weird and eerie. My mom said that whenever she answered the door to tell him to get lost, you'd have this unhinged, self-satisfied look on his face that she would think to herself, this kid's going to be an axe murderer one day. Because it was like, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Right? Cut to about 10 years later. It was the mid-'70s, and my mom had made it out of Strong Island and safely into Manhattan. She was hanging out with friends one night when one of them points to the TV and says, Betty, isn't that where you're from? It was breaking news report about the brutal murder of a family of 6. A photo of the little neighborhood boy who was all grown up was on the screen. Sure enough, creepy little Ronnie DeFeo, who was her neighbor, killed his parents and all his siblings in their house down the block. Yeah. And my mom's sleepy hometown of Amityville was on the map. She was always used to say she was just disappointed in herself that she guessed the crime but got the wrong murder weapon.
All right. Well, that's, of course, the shotgun that was used in that case. That's one of the large rifle. But, of course, they say the children are in bed. They didn't wake up. And who knows what the hell happened.
Well, now there's a story that maybe the sister helped and then he off
Is
the
that
sister.
right?
Yeah, there's like one of those theories. And also it's weird about what loud noises when you sleep actually can be even like pulled into your dreams and shit.
I've slept through an earthquake here.
Of course.
I got a text from Eddie being like, are you okay? And I was like, oh, no, what did I do last night? And then he was like, no, there's an earthquake. I was like, I didn't feel anything.
Yeah, I feel good. But guys, I want you to come check us out. Ed Larson and I, speaking of, we are performing at the Pack Theater in Hollywood, Los Angeles, July 26th. Come and check it out. Tickets are $10. I'm going to put out there with Classy and Out. Come see it. I don't forget who else is on the show, but it's going to be a cavalcade.
I love it.
Of amusing bits and banter.
And it's a beautiful little theater. I love it. It's a nice black box theater. Intimate.
I love it.
You'll be able to smell
intimate. It's intimate. And also this week, we are going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. Come check us out. Friday, we have got a really fun panel at 10:30 in the morning. We're with David Desmalkian. Can't wait for you. Come check it out. It's going to be fun. We're going to be talking our comic book, last comic book on the left. We're going to be talking about the second volume, talking about comic books in general and just being creepy. Can't wait.
It's going to be so much fun. That's right. So we'll be on a panel Friday, July 22nd, 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It is in room 10. And then also we'll be doing a last podcast on the left signing Friday, July 22nd as well from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And then Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So they're just a quick little time there, but we can't wait to see everyone at Comic-Con. And then we don't have a show there for the first time because we just want to enjoy Comic-Con.
You get to just hang out.
I can't wait to see all the fun costumes. And this is going to be a big one.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be very big. We'll be walking around. Can't wait to see you. Truly, if you're there, come say hi. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then, we got our European tour. I think we got ads running on that. I'm not going to roll through all that. We got all that. Can't wait. It's been good. Feeling strong.
Absolutely.
Feeling tight.
Sure.
Yeah, man. Live your day tight like me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All day long, I just think about my side body. Now it's bikini season.
It is, baby.
And what's one thing that's weird about doing chest exercises is that sometimes it just makes your tits bigger.
I know Big E, a pro wrestler, he has the biggest tits.
Yep.
But it's because he's one of the best bench pressers in the world.
That's the problem, though, is that it just moves the muscle behind the tits, and then you become more and more like Dolly Fartin, which is what I've been calling myself on my own.
Nice rack.
So love your big tits.
Absolutely.
Oh, if there's discharge, you got cancer. Call a doctor. And if you got cancer, you know what all you can do? Gotta laugh about it because it's really difficult. And again, to celebrate Julia Johns, who actually was just diagnosed with breast cancer. This is great.
Absolutely drowned right now during Triple L.
God, it just fucking.
It's been an interesting.
It's hot in here.
Minute.
It's hot in here. But Julie Johns, our wonderful friend,
course.
one of our oldest friends, she just got diagnosed with breast cancer. She got a double mastectomy, but now it turns out that it has spread, and she's good. They still got it.
She's strong like balls.
She's about to do chemo, but check it out. Go follow her on Instagram to go see information for a giant party that is happening in Los Angeles. If you're in Los Angeles, our friend Mindy Tucker, who is one of the best photographers in the business, is doing shots. If you come and you donate to Julia Johns Cancer Fund, and go check it out. It really means a lot.
And you can find her on Instagram at Hey Julia Johns. That's Julia Johns.
And just try not to, and that's with an H. with the Johns. I just, don't flame her. You know what I mean? Don't rip her to shreds on there.
What kind of pervert doesn't have the H in the Johns?
John Stewart.
Yeah, but that's a made-up name. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you're doing well. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Magustalations, everyone. See you at Comic-Con. Can't wait.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.